So what I want to do today is I want to give you guys pure value and share my dividend growth strategy with you all so you can get an idea of what I'm planning to do. Now, I just want to be upfront and say that this is a long-term strategy here. This is going to take about 10 years, in my opinion, to hit the fire number that I want to. But in the meantime, what I want to do is build that skill set so when I do have enough money to invest, then I will be ready and unafraid to invest big dollars because I already have the experience and knowledge on how to do dividend growth investing. So let's just take a look. And I did contribute a little bit more money. And as you can see, the portfolio is slightly up today, and I added a little bit more stocks. And I'll share those in some future videos. But today, let's just talk about what dividend growth investing is. And that is essentially investing in dividend growth stocks, or stocks that either have a high dividend or are consistently growing their dividend year to year. So what we look for is companies that are growing dividends on average anywhere between 5 to 10%, so that we can have the compounding interest effect applied to that. So my overall strategy for this year is to contribute $2 every single day to this portfolio, or $60 a month, depending on how you look at it. So that's going to be for 2024. And then 2025, I'm going to continue to increase that to $5 a day, or what would be the equivalent of $100 a month, right? Or a little bit more than $100 a month. So that's what we're looking to do in terms of contributing. And then the overall allocation of the portfolio. So as you can see on here, I have ETFs. So I'm going to contribute 20% to ETFs that pay monthly income. So that way I have a consistent flow of cash every single month. And then the bulk of the portfolio is going to be 70% of individual stocks that follow certain guidelines when it comes to dividend growth investing. So for instance, let's just take a look at Avi. Again, this is one of my better performing stocks. It's already up $16 in about a month. And it also pays an extremely high dividend, 3.5%. And they've been growing their dividend every single year. So every single year they're increasing it. Last year it was $1.45. And then this year it's $1.55. So as you can see, as it keeps growing year to year, we'll keep increasing our dividend income, but we'll also get some appreciation. And that is the goal of dividend growth investing. Now, let's say, for instance, how do we know when to sell? So my rule of thumb is that if you have growth equivalent to 25%, then you have the option to sell so you can get the capital gains. Now, because I love Avi so much, I'm probably going to hold on to this for the 10 years period that I have, and will probably never sell this company. But if it's a company that I'm sort of on the fence of, then if it hits 25% in terms of an increase in value, then I would sell it. Another reason to sell a stock would be if they have a dividend cut. Now, remember, we are dividend growth investors. So if they cut their dividend or keep it the same, then it's not following the rules and guidelines that we have set for ourselves. So that would be another situation in where we sell the stock. And one company that did that recently was AT&T. Let's see if we can pop that up. I believe, yep. So AT&T cut their dividend. As you can see, their stock is completely down. I remember this was $30 about 2 years ago. So since they cut their dividend, their stock has also gone down. So you can see why that's not beneficial to continue to keep investing in a company that cuts their dividend. Usually people do not want to invest in that because it means the fundamentals are not aligned and the company is struggling a bit. And in the future, if they start to grow their dividend again, then maybe I might consider it because it would be a value play. But for right now, we are just going to leave this stock alone. So what would be some of the indicators to buy companies? Well, one of the big things that I look at is dividend yield. So I want to have companies that have a dividend yield of anywhere between 2.5 to 5%. That's sort of the sweet spot. And then I want to look at dividend growth over the past 3 years, and the average I would be 10%. So one of the websites that you guys can look at to look at for all this information is stock screeners, something like findviz.com, or you can look at nasdaq.com just to get a little bit more information. And one of the books I highly recommend you guys read is Getting Rich with Dividends by Marc Lichtenfeld. Hopefully I pronounced his name correctly. And that book is where I got most of the ideas for my dividend growth portfolio investing strategy. But I altered it a little bit because his is very strict in terms of the returns and what type of companies you want to invest in. And I'm just not there yet in terms of the amount of investigation that I want to put into these companies. That's not what I want to do. I want this to be simple. I want this to be easy, in theme with everything we do on this channel with Velocity Banking. Simple, easy processes to follow. So that's what we're focused on. So let's jump back out of AT&T into our portfolio. And then once we have our strategy in place and the guidelines in place, then it's just a rule of consistently looking for stocks to fill out the portfolio. So the base construction is I want 2 stocks in every single industry. I believe there are 10 different industries. So as you can see, I have one in healthcare, I have one in telecommunications, which is Comcast. I have one in the financial sector, I have one in manufacturing and industrials, and then I have a consumer cyclical, which just means like regular everyday shopping for everybody, and I have a utility company. So I'm starting to slowly build this out, and I want 2 in every single sector. So I'm looking to add some energy stocks. I'm going to be looking to add some consumer defensive stocks. So those are the way that I build out the portfolio. So I have balance in every single sector, and I'm not over leveraged in one single sector. Because if one sector goes down and I have everything in that sector, then I'm hit. But if I spread my risk out, then one sector could go down, but as long as the 9 other are doing good, then I am completely okay with that. So that is what the dividend growth strategy is going to be for this year. $2 a day, the equivalent of a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. So if you can restrict that, if you're an avid coffee drinker, I actually don't drink any caffeine at all. I get my energy from my motivation and life itself. But if you are a coffee drinker and you want to join me on this no caffeine journey, $2 a day, every single day, putting it into stocks and investing in your future so you can earn your freedom just like I am planning to do. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Start your dividend growth investing journey and join the Freedom Gang.